Today I'm going to show you a little bit of my parents' house, one of my childhood homes. I feel like this is my childhood home because I remember this house the most, but I did have other homes growing up. That is a poster of my father. We can start with that. That's weird, isn't it? Yeah, it is weird, but my little brother literally decorated his room, football theme. Put a poster of his father up. I'll just leave that there. So the room I'm in right now, it's now my little sister's room, one of my little sister's rooms. She stole it from me literally 3 days before I came back from my study abroad semester. I didn't actually move out of the house yet. I just went away to travel for 3 months and I had mono. When I got back, I was so sick and just so excited to sleep in my own bed, and I walk into my room and it's completely redone and she's in it. And I'm like, what are you doing? She stole it from me 3 days before I got back. 3 days, she couldn't wait 3 days for me to sleep in my own bed. Anyway, the thing I want to show you is that there's a loft in here. The ladder isn't connected to the wall, so you have to be really careful when you go up there. But there is a loft up here, which I always bragged about to my friends when they came over. Obviously, when they walked to my room, I was like, yeah, I have a loft. Do you want to go up there for 3 seconds and then get really, really bored and come back down? Yeah, let's do it. She puts ribbons up here. That's so cool. Look at, she's so cool. I don't have that many ribbons. Do you have that many ribbons? But I used to come up here and bring books and journals and stuff and just hide up here forever, because if someone came into my room calling for me, I could just pretend like I couldn't hear them when I was up here. I took naps up here. I brought pillows and blankets up here. It was just my little hideout, even though it was a pretty obvious hideout because it's in my actual room. But that's fun. Let's go back down. Oh my gosh, this is making me feel so unathletic. My family really loves fun posters. That's my sister with her horse. We love sticky posters of ourselves in our house. I can't judge. I had a pink zebra room when I was super little. Oh, I need to shut her blinds and turn her lights off so she doesn't know that I was in there, because she will be mad at me. Also, one more thing about my loft. I used to be so scared at night, so scared that there were murderers hiding in every single corner of this house. And so my parents used to force my older brother to go and check in my loft to make sure that there wasn't a person up there. Lay in my bed under the blanket and just watch him go up, and he would say, nope, there's nothing up there. And then I had to make sure that I did not leave my bed for the rest of the night, because if I left and went to the bathroom, someone could go up there while I was in the bathroom. So I had to make sure that I was done with everything for the night. I was laying in bed and he had to go check for me. Still to this day, I get really creeped out. However, in my apartment that I live in now, I can see every nook and cranny of my apartment from my bed, so I don't have to worry about that. As opposed to this house, there are so many places that people could hide. I would know because I used to hide in a lot of different places in this house, and I would get so scared. I would run from that room. Oh, wait, what? You can't see the door. I would run from my room to the bathroom, literally run to the bathroom, because there's a door right there that is windows, and so you can see outside, and I would be so terrified that someone would be right there. So I was like 3, 2, 1, and I would hop out of bed and sprint to the bathroom and go to the bathroom, and then have to work up the courage to sprint back because I was terrified of this house. Terrified. We have a trampoline out here. It's in the ground. Both of my houses in Arizona, we've had trampoline that's in the ground as opposed to risen trampoline. You know what I mean? A lot of trampolines are high up. We've never had that. Ours have always been in the ground. I think that it's safer. I'm assuming that's why my parents did that. My parents put this trampoline in right around the time of, I think it was my little brother's birthday. It might have been my older brother's birthday. They just gave it to him as a birthday present because it was around that time. And so my brother literally tried to gatekeep the trampoline for so long, as if he could just monitor when we all use the trampoline. Like, that makes no sense. It's not your trampoline, and you can't say that we can't go on the trampoline. Here's my cat, Smokey, the last standing cat of ours. One got eaten by a coyote, pretty sure. Speaking of Smokey and my memories in this house, Smokey used to bring in dead carcasses of animals into, for some reason, the bathroom that I shared with my 2 little sisters. I don't know why that was Smokey's special place, but I've read somewhere that it's supposed to be like your pets telling you how much they love you. It's like a gift to you when they bring in dead animals, but I was not having it. There's still stains on that carpet in the bathroom from animal vessels and animal blood and look at this carpet. I wasn't playing. That was probably from an animal. No joke. And birds would get trapped in here. Yeah, literally look at the ceiling. Do you see all those little marks on the ceiling? That is from birds getting trapped in here and not being able to get out and just hitting the walls a million times and us trying to get the birds out of here. Ugh. One night we had a little family bonding night and we painted this table all together. We each got a little square of this table that we got to customize for ourselves. This one's mine. Wow. Microphone. ringtone singer, my name written a million times. Love, live, laugh. Love, live, laugh. I remember being so pissed this night because I cannot draw for the life of me. And drawing really makes me pissed because I'm so bad at it. I hate being bad at things. And I was sitting across from my older sister who is a literal artist. That's hers. Like, are you kidding me? So I remember I did not enjoy that night and we were all just sitting shoulder to shoulder drawing these squares. And then my brothers and I used to do our homework here and we would yell back and forth at each other because my brother insisted that he needed music in order to focus. And I insisted that I cannot listen to music while I'm trying to focus. And I would tell him to put headphones in, but he just always won and he got to play music quietly, but I can't focus unless it's dead quiet. So that was really, really fun. Now my mom sculpts. Is that the right word? She sculpts. So these are things that she made. Wow, cool. Okay, we never talk about this anymore, but we had this big van that I'm about to show you. We called it the big blue van because it's a big blue van. It has the exact amount of seats for us as a family, and we used to take this giant ass van everywhere when we would go together as a family so that we could all drive together. Oh my goodness, look at it. It's so big. It broke down a while ago. I don't think it's in working condition anymore, but many a trip spent in this van yelling with my siblings. Imagine getting dropped off at school in this giant blue van. Imagine going to sports practice in this giant blue van. Just imagine our family just, it's so funny that little things like that were so normalized to us because we were just like, oh, we need a really large van so that we can all drive together. Like, that's normal. We also took road trips in that van, all of us together. Life is so funny. Life is so funny. This is another thing that was just normalized because that's just how it was, but people would come over and they would be like, what? That's so cool. Our microwaves, we have two, and they're little drawers. So you don't even know that they're there. You're walking by and you're like, oh, where's the microwave? And then we point and they're like, where? And then we're like, there. And then they're like, where there? And then they figure out the drawer is the microwave. Wow. This is putting me in a funny mood. Reliving all of these memories. Reliving all these memories from when I was so young and now I'm so old. Look at my teeth when I was little. Look at that. Look at that smile. I actually had an underbite, so I had a headgear when I was little. It was basically like one patch here, a bar, and then rubber bands that attached to the bar. And I had a forehead of pimples, a chin of pimples because it would rub against my forehead and my chin. And so I was just this little kindergartner with this acne on my face. And I specifically remember, did you guys ever have those notebooks that as a class in kindergarten or maybe preschool, you would take home these notebooks and you got to take home this Clifford the Red Bear stuffed animal? That's what ours was. Each kid got to take it home for like a weekend and you had to take a picture of you with Clifford the bear. Clifford the dog? I think it's a dog. It's not a bear. Clifford the dog. Oh my gosh, I just like broke my own heart that I can't remember. Clifford the big red dog, right? Okay, my mom insisted that my picture with Clifford was in my headgear because she's like, it's nothing to be embarrassed of. Take a picture in your headgear. And so I did, and I remember going back to school and everyone was like, what is on your face? What is that? And I had to explain it to everyone, and I really tried to be confident because my mom told me that it's nothing to be ashamed of, but everyone was like, what is on your face? Mortifying as a preschooler. Another one of my favorite rooms / places to hide is this library that we have in our house. Never seen one person in my family ever sit in here ever, which I used to my advantage growing up because I would sit in here and people would literally walk by this hallway and not even recognize me because no one expects anyone to be in here. So again, I loved to hide as a child, and there were many places in this house where I could do so. So I would just sit here just so I didn't have to just so I. Oh, that's from, oh my gosh. This is the music from Next to Normal. I used this for my first musical theater audition. You have to bring in music so that the person at the piano knows what to play when you're singing. And I sang a song for this for my first ever musical theater audition, and now it's just in here. Hi, you have to tell your favorite childhood story from this house. Go.
Probably playing football in the backyard with all my buddies every single weekend. And Mom making losers pie with us.
Oh yeah, my brother had friends when he was in high school here. And so every Sunday he would have have all of his friends over to play football on our field, and then my mom would cook them a big lunch, and it was so fun for him. Obviously, I lived here for years and years and years, so I can tell a million and one stories, but I'm gonna end with this because I think it's a sweet little sentiment. This is our dinner table. My mom actually made these because our dinner table's so big because there were so many of us that we needed a way to pass our food. There's a name for them. I just don't know what it is. My parents all growing up made it a very, very big priority for us all to have family dinners every single night, which I really want to implement if I ever have a family of my own. I think that it was a beautiful time for us to all come together, even though once I got to like high school age and I had a lot of homework, I definitely dreaded family dinners because they took so freaking long, because my mom would make sure that we all said the best part of our day. That was our tradition. We had to say the best part of our day, which I say had to say instead of, you know, we get to say, you know, like my mindset is a little jaded because we had to do it every single day, and it feels more like we're just trying to get through it as opposed to actually doing it for the reason that we started doing it after years and years and years of doing it. Do you know what I mean? There were times where I was like, oh my gosh, I just need to go do my homework. I do not want to be sitting here. But looking back, I definitely appreciated that so much because it was like the one time of our day that we were all together, that we got to check in on one another to see what was happening in our lives. If we didn't have that, I don't know when that would have been a possibility. I'm so grateful for that. They don't really do it much anymore because it's just my two little sisters at home now. One of them works almost every night, so she's not home for dinner, so it's just my mom, dad, and one of my little sisters, which is so crazy to think about because we had giant family dinners every single night, and everyone had to sit down and eat at that dinner. Regardless of how much homework you have, regardless of anything, you have to come together and eat. And the fact that my little sisters don't really get to experience that, I mean, they did because they were alive when I was growing up, but in these formative years of their lives, like in high school, I still had to do that every single night, and so it's crazy to think that they don't. But life moves on, and parenting styles change, and the family dynamics have changed, and overall, just so many happy memories at this house. I don't know how long my parents are going to keep this house after my two little sisters are gone because it's pretty freaking big for two people, but I know that they really enjoy the fact that they get to host people all the time and that there is space for all of us to come home from college and everything like that. So we'll see. But I'm very grateful that this was my reality growing up and that we had the resources to provide for all of us. Such a big family. I mean, kids are so freaking expensive, and there are 7 of us. So I'm grateful that we had the life that we had, the life that we have. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. This was more just nostalgic for me. The last video that I posted was talking about how I kind of feel weird coming home, and maybe not the best coming home because it feels weird. You can go watch the video of me explaining that weird feeling, but I wanted to also make a video talking about just the joy of being in this home that I have so many memories in. Wanted to sit in that remembrance of all the beauty of it, despite the many challenging things that I went through in this house and how I struggled to come back to this house. I hope that you enjoyed this. I will see you next week. Smokey wants me to open the door so that he can go freaking kill an animal to bring into this house, so I gotta go. Goodbye.